I've been thinking a lot about rest lately. Not the kind when you're lying on your couch, scrolling TikTok for 3 hours and then feel guilty about it after, but actual rest, the kind that restores you instead of just distracting you. And I've noticed something. A lot of us don't actually struggle with knowing when we need to rest. We struggle with allowing it. There's this thing that happens when you push for too long. You ignore the early signs, the tiredness, the restlessness, and the irritability starts creeping in. You tell yourself you'll rest after this project, after this deadline, and after you hit this goal. But the goal moves. The deadline becomes another deadline, and you end up forcing yourself to step away. Not because you chose to, but because your body made the choice for you. I've done this. I've worked through burnout thinking I was being disciplined. I've said yes to things that I didn't have the capacity for because stopping felt like falling behind. And the thing is, rest wasn't even really rest. It was still another obligation, another task, and another thing that I had to manage. Working on my business, volunteering, and taking care of the house, all necessary but not restful. And on the flip side, when I did have free time, I numbed out. I scrolled, I binged something on YouTube or TikTok, and I filled the space with noise instead of quiet. Then I looked back and thought I should have used that time better, which just adds more guilt to the pile. So here's what I think is actually happening. A lot of us are moving without knowing where we're going. We're working because movement feels like progress, but we're not clear on what we're progressing towards. And because the goalpost keeps moving, there's another milestone, always another metric, and another level to reach. We never actually feel like we've arrived. So we keep pushing, not because we want to, but because we don't know how to stop. And rest starts to feel like avoidance. Like if we stop, we lose momentum. Like we're being lazy instead of strategic. But here's the thing, if you don't know what you're working toward, pushing harder won't get you there faster. It'll just burn you out. So maybe the question isn't, should I push or should I rest? But maybe it's, what am I actually working toward? And is this pace sustainable? Because rest isn't the opposite of ambition, it's what sustains it. And numbing out isn't rest. It's your body trying to recover from something you haven't acknowledged yet. Your body already knows the difference between productive rest and avoidance. Productive rest feels restorative. It might be a walk, meditation, time in nature, or a conversation that doesn't require anything from you. Avoidance feels numbing. It fills time, but it doesn't recharge you. And if you're honest with yourself, you already know which one you're doing. I've had to get intentional about rest, not just allowing it, planning for it, creating space for it before I'm forced to. And I've had to redefine what productive even means. Sometimes productive is writing or filming a yoga practice or teaching. Sometimes it's lying down and doing absolutely nothing. Both matter. But the key is it has to be a choice, not something you collapse into because you ignored yourself for too long. So if you're feeling stuck between pushing and resting, ask yourself, what am I working towards? And is this pace actually getting me there? Because if you don't know the answer, maybe the most productive thing you can do is stop and figure that out first. The body's already telling you what it needs. You just have to give yourself the grace to listen. So take a breath, and trust that rest isn't falling behind. It's what keeps you moving forward. Thanks for listening to this flow session. And if you want to practice listening to your body, I have slow flows on my yoga channel, link below, that'll help you tune into what you need instead of what you think you should be doing. Find whatever resonates for you, and the link is below. Until next time.